8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj, read by Soundithavam. The Defence Secretary says the Tri-Forces have rendered a yeoman service during the last 2 years to strengthen the national security. The Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation celebrates its 96th year completion tomorrow. A special almsgiving dana has been arranged tomorrow, the 16th of December 2021, to mark the 96th year completion of the SLBC. The booster shots can be obtained from any centre set up island-wide. Proof of COVID-19 vaccination mandatory for Sri Pada pilgrimage. Circular issued on extending public sector employees' retirement age. Sri Lanka records 16 new COVID-related deaths. In news overseas, COVID update, the WHO says Omicron spreading at unprecedented rate. And in sports, Virat Kohli denies rumours he sought to skip the South Africa ODI series. Defence Secretary General Kamal Gunaratne said it is the responsibility of three forces to implement a national work plan to ensure the national security. Accordingly, the Tri-Forces have rendered a yeoman service during the last 2 years to strengthen the national security. The Defence Secretary also reiterated that effective security measures have been taken to ensure a peaceful atmosphere in the country and not to raise the separatism or fundamentalism thoughts in the country again. The Defence Secretary made these comments while addressing a media conference held at the Presidential Media Centre today. Addressing the media personnel, the Defence Secretary also said the Tri-Forces are also engaged in development and nation-building processes. The Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation celebrates its 96th year completion tomorrow. SLBC, being the pioneer radio station of this country, has rendered a yeoman service in developing a high-standard, culture-educated and noble society. The SLBC is well accorded for the contribution to create a disciplined culture through religious programs. The Dharmadeshana training, jointly organised by the SLBC and State Ministry for Dahampasal, Pirivena and Buddhist Monk Education at Manelvatanagananda International Buddhist Centre, commenced on the 14th of this month. This training program was commenced to mark the 96th year completion of the SLBC for the benefit of young Buddhist monks of this country. This training program was conducted under the patronage of the Most Venerable Professor Madagampitiya Vijitadhamma Thera, Most Venerable Professor Madagoda Abetissa Thera, and Most Venerable Professor Indururage Dharmaratna Thera. Meanwhile, a special almsgiving dana is arranged for tomorrow, the 16th of December 2021, to mark the 96th year completion of the SLBC. Responding to false reports that the booster dose of COVID-19 should be obtained from where the previous shots were obtained, Chief Epidemiologist Dr. Samitha Ginige said, the booster shots can be obtained from any centre set up island-wide. Addressing a news briefing at the Health Promotion Bureau, Dr. Ginige said there was no necessity either to receive the booster shot from the centre where the previous doses were obtained or from a centre where the recipient lives closer to. Quote, all eligible individuals above 20 years of age can now receive their third dose if they have completed 3 months since the second dose, unquote, he underscored. Dr. Samitha further insisted that every eligible individual get his or her booster dose without delay. However, people are requested not to be in queues unnecessarily outside vaccination centres. Moreover, he urged people to get their booster shot only after 6 months if they were infected with the coronavirus after the second dose. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. A Gazette Extraordinary has been published specifying the regulations coming into effect during the Sri Pada pilgrimage season, which commences on December 18, 2021 and ends on May 16, 2022. The communique, dated December 13th, was issued by the Ratnapura District Secretary Malani Lokupotugamaga. As per the regulations, the devotees are required to keep their COVID-19 vaccination card or a copy of the same with them during the pilgrimage. Further, they are advised to wear face masks, maintain distance and follow proper health guidelines. The Gazette notification noted that pilgrims are not allowed to stay in the Sri Pada compound. They are required to leave once they conclude religious observances. Further, the District Secretary said marketing and alms halls should be conducted subject to relevant health guidelines. Accordingly, hawkers are not allowed to sell anything within the Sripada compound and restroom premises and along the route due to the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic. Selling puja items, puja trays, food items or other commodities are not permitted at any place except the places where permission was granted by the district secretary or any other authorised officer. Meanwhile, carrying along the pilgrim's route or storing, sale or purchasing at boutiques and consuming any liquor, cigarettes or any other narcotic substances are strictly prohibited. No person shall establish, maintain any permanent or temporary boutique or conduct business therein on either side of access roads, except at the places already permitted, the Gazette notification added. A circular has been issued to extend the retirement age of public sector employees to 62 years. The communiqué published by the Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, S.R. Archigala, will accordingly come into effect from January 1st, 2022. The current retirement age of the public sector employees is 57 years. However, if any individual wishes to serve beyond the age of 57, he or she will be allowed to serve until the age of 62 years without requesting an extension of service. As per the circular, any officer can retire between the ages of 57 to 62 at their discretion by giving a 3-month notice to the appointing officer. If the appointing officer decides not to grant an extension of service to any officer with unsatisfactory performance or efficiency, the appointing officer is authorised to send the employee in question to retirement with prior notice of 6 months, giving him or her the opportunity to appeal against the decision. Accordingly, the previously issued circular 1/2013, dated January 15, 2013, pertaining to the retirement age of public sector employees is rescinded by the new communiqué, the Finance Secretary said further. That concludes local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 20 more coronavirus-related deaths for December 15th, increasing the death toll in the country due to the virus to 14,677. According to the figures released by the Government Information Department, the deaths reported today include 11 males and 5 females. 3 of the patients are between the ages 30 to 59 years, while 13 are in the age group of 60 years and above, and came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, the health authorities request the public to get vaccinated at the first possible opportunity. They say that the main way of controlling the spread of the virus is vaccination. The vaccination process is being carried out island-wide at present. Especially the public is requested to get the booster Pfizer vaccination at the first instance to protect themselves from the Omicron spread, and came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Making headlines tonight, COVID update, the WHO says Omicron spreading at unprecedented rate. Hong Kong, fire at World Trade Center leaves more than 100 trapped on roof. And German raids on COVID extremists over Saxony leader death plot. The new coronavirus variant Omicron is spreading across the globe at an unprecedented rate, the World Health Organization WHO has warned. Cases of the heavily mutated variant have been confirmed in 77 countries. But at a press conference, WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said it was probably in many others that had not yet to detect it. Dr. Tedros said he was concerned that not enough was being done to tackle the variant. More than 100 people have been trapped on the roof of Hong Kong's World Trade Center, awaiting rescue after a fire broke out today. The Hong Kong police confirmed to the BBC that at least 8 people were injured and had been sent to hospital. The police said the fire broke out in the machine room and moved to the scaffolding around the building, which is currently under renovation. No fatalities have been reported and rescue operations are still underway. The police in Germany's eastern state of Saxony have launched a series of raids after death threats were made against Premier Michael Kretschmer for backing coronavirus measures. Far-right anti-vaccination activists are suspected of plotting violence with crossbows or other piercing weapons. Saxony has the lowest COVID vaccine take-up in Germany. Last year, Mr. Kretschmer warned of COVID hysteria, but he later apologized and has since backed strict measures. Back to the headlines of the world news. COVID update. The WHO says Omicron spreading at unprecedented rate. Hong Kong fire at World Trade Center leaves more than 100 trapped on roof. And German raids on COVID extremists over Saxony leader death plot. And that concludes this bulletin of world news.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
The Embassy of Sri Lanka in Jakarta organised a virtual meeting with the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka and the members of the Indonesian Electric Vehicle Industry Association, Periklindo, to explore opportunities in the electric vehicle manufacturing sector, including the possibility of assembly of electric vehicles in Sri Lanka. This virtual meeting was held recently. The ambassador of Sri Lanka to Indonesia, Yasoja Gunasekara, said that Sri Lanka is developing a strategic plan to promote the electric vehicle in line with a renewable energy policy, and came to you in Development News.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
It's cricket. Indian Test captain Virat Kohli has denied reports that he asked to skip the upcoming one-day international ODI series in South Africa. This comes a week after Rohit Sharma replaced Kohli as ODI captain. Local media reported on Tuesday that the star cricketer wished to opt out of the series, sparking speculation. The latest changes in India's Test and ODI lineups come after former captain Rahul Dravid took over as head coach, replacing Ravi Shastri. India's tour of South Africa begins with a 3-match Test series on the 26th of December, followed by 3 ODIs between the 19th and 23rd of January. That's sports news. Business news up next.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sampath Bank dedicated its newest service point to the Sri Lankan public at the Suhurupaya premises of the Department of Immigration and Emigration in Battaramulla. This mini branch was declared open by Ajit Niwad Cabral, Governor, Central Bank of Sri Lanka, recently. An extension office at the bank's Battaramulla branch, this service point, will offer a wide range of services from opening of the new rupee and foreign currency FC accounts and issuing of debit cards to Sampath Vishwa online banking related services to advise and support on remittance services. That's business news, economic news up next.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
On to economic news. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was on a multifaceted inspection tour of the Hambantota International Port, HIP, to appraise the ongoing development projects at the port. Johnson Liu, CEO of the Hamamatota International Board Group, said they witnessed the progress and success of the port, which was developed under the guidance and visionary leadership of then-President Rajapaksa. This port now serves as a beacon light for the economic development of the southern region of Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister was accompanied by Kwee Zeng Hong, Ambassador of China to Sri Lanka, and Ministers G.L. Piris, Chamal Rajapaksa and Namal Rajapaksa. The Prime Minister's visit also coincided with the port achieving the milestone of 500,000 RO vehicles handled in 2021, for which he participated in a ribbon-cutting ceremony. That's economic news.
The weather report.
The Met Department says the lower-level atmospheric disturbance to the south of Sri Lanka can intensify into a low-pressure area during the next 24 hours. Under the influence of the system, cloudy skies can be expected in the southern half of the island. Showers will occur at times in the northern, north-central, eastern, central and Uva provinces and in the Hamamatota district. Fairly heavy falls, about 75 millimeters, can be expected at some places in these areas. Showers or thundershowers will occur elsewhere during the evening or night. Fairly heavy falls, above 50 millimeters, can be expected at some places in these areas. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. This weather report was published this evening at 7:30 p.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather was observed to be bright with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature was around 28 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 24 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in selected spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be around 23 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index AQI is 24, which shows fair conditions in Colombo. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The Defence Secretary says the Tri-Forces have rendered a yeoman service during the last 2 years to strengthen the national security. The Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation celebrates its 96th year completion tomorrow. A special almsgiving dana has been arranged tomorrow, the 16th of December 2021, to mark the 96th year completion of the SLBC. The booster shots can be obtained from any centre set up island-wide. Proof of COVID-19 vaccination mandatory for Sri Pada pilgrimage. Circular issued on extending public sector employees' retirement age. Sri Lanka records 16 new COVID-related deaths. COVID update, the WHO says Omicron spreading at unprecedented rate. And Virat Kohli denies rumours he sought to skip the South Africa ODI series. That concludes tonight's news broadcast.